Hello and welcome to Retro Reminisce. My name is Killjoy and I am joined today by a man who is very prejudiced towards vegetables, Mr. Fruity Sammer.
Thank you. I am drinking wine today and it's going fantastic.
I'm also joined by a man who has many utensils in his kitchen, Mr. Mark Kitchen.
Hello. I've been drinking beer. I've now run out of beer. So I might get more understandable as this goes on.
Lies.
Anyway, what are we about? Retro Reminisce is basically a show where we are talking about games that we've played, mostly older games, and we're going to reminisce about them and talk about things we don't like, we do like, memories, all that kind of stuff, and maybe some fun other things that happen to pop up.
Also, if they still hold up nowadays.
Exactly, because let's be honest, not all games do. So what are we talking about? We are talking about Gen 1 Pokemon. By that I mean
Red, Blue, and Yellow.
And possibly Green, but that didn't come out in this country. So let's start with you, Mr. Fruits, because let's be honest, you didn't have a lot to say last time. You've probably got a lot more to say this time. So
I had a Game Boy, so I was all about Pokemon.
Yeah, boy.
I guess this is the same for all of us, but
Yeah.
we grew up in the 90s, therefore Pokemania was a big thing. Like, it's kind of hard nowadays to think just how big the whole franchise was. It's like the anime and the trading cards and just the games. Like, this was a big deal in primary school.
it was fucking huge.
So yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon. And I was also Pokemon Blue, because Blastoise looked way cooler than Charizard.
The actual artwork for Blue, I think, looks better than Red. I think the box art is much better.
I love Blastoise. I don't know if it's because it's the artwork they used when they redid the Pokemon Japan, because they redid Red and Green in Japan because they were so buggy and they updated the artwork for when they came over here.
Yeah.
So I think that's why maybe Blastoise looks so much cooler. Maybe it's just personal preference.
But yeah, so I mean, you grew up in primary school. You were probably the same year I was, but I mean, I assume you remember it being absolutely mad.
We spent every break time looking through Pokemon cards and trading, finding that one person that had a shiny Charizard and wanting that Charizard so badly. And yeah, the anime, and would Ash make it to the Elite Four? And yeah,
the anime.
even though he ended up, it's actually a different tournament in the anime, and he comes top 16, I believe, in the first series.
Something like that. He never wins anything.
But the games are solid.
Games are solid. So, Mr. Mark, what's your sort of first memories?
The first thing I remember about the game is they came out. My mates, a couple of my mates already had them, and they both had Red. And my neighbour could get the game cheaper for some reason. I don't know whether she knew someone that worked in some kind of capacity, but like she basically came round and like knocked on the door and was like, offered me Pokemon Blue and Red. I remember being at the doorstep and being like, this is the greatest moment of my life.
Both of them.
I'm 9 or 10, whatever it was. I'm 9 years old. I could have one of these. Which one is it going to be? And I knew like my two best mates had Red, so I was like, well, I'm going to get Blue.
Good choice.
And so I've always been a Blue man.
Were we all blue then? We were starting blue.
We're all blue.
Ah,
all blue.
nice.
Yeah,
Team Blue.
And I remember like
Team Mystic.
I'm not part of that.
Pokemon
That's later.
was
That's
so,
later.
Like it was having a assembly at school where some teacher had to convince us that we wouldn't be into Pokemon forever because we were sure that Pokemon was going to.
Well, that was lies and slander, obviously.
Pokemon was going to be the most amazing thing in the world forever, and we were never going to get over it. And then, like, okay, a year later, 90% of the people got over it, and I was in the other 10%, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was a blue man, and blue was great. I think if I had a choice now, like, I probably would think, oh yeah, Charizard is an absolute beast, and red is, I like the colour red. But at the time, my two best mates had red, so I was like, yeah, I'm fucking going for blue.
I think red had better Pokemon, since Cypher's way better than Pinsir.
And
Red's-
Magmar and blue.
Yeah, that's true.
I like
but
Magmar.
and also, red had
Mankey.
like
Ekans.
an Oddish and all those
Oh,
ones.
yeah, yeah, Bellsprout.
Whereas
Yeah, I can
blue
remember.
had Bellsprout, and Bellsprout is just not as cool as. I mean, Vileplume, you got your sleep powders, you got your poisons. Like,
But you do
I mean,
that
I
with
guess you can
Victory
Giga
Bell.
Drain with Victory Bell, but like, I know, I always preferred Vileplume.
I
So
totally
in
forgot-
hindsight, I probably would have wanted red, but blue's what I had.
I totally forgot that you get Oddish, Gloom and Vileplume and red because
In yellow, you
I
get
guess
both.
in my grass, in blue, in Pokemon in general, I was a generally a grass starter.
So you had Ivysaur,
So I
Bulbasaur.
just had Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I was always a
I
grass
never invested
starter.
in any other grass Pokemon because I just went from
Yeah, I
the
think
start.
the only other ones that are different is you got Growlithe in red and you get Ponyta in blue.
I thought Growlithe was in blue.
No, Growlithe's in blue.
Yeah,
Because Arcanine, I played blue recently and Arcanine was in my
Oh, must
finishing
be
lineup.
around then. But
And
they're like the
Arcanine
other
is the
ones are
evolved
like
form of
type
Growlithe.
only, yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really remember.
Ponyta and Rapidash are also good though. They're also
Yeah.
they're really cool.
I suppose I should probably give it some idea as to what it was like when I first played it, because I remember distinctly my oldest brother buying me, my other brother and my sister all a Game Boy Color, and then he bought us all a game. My brother got Pokemon Blue, I got, I don't know, some football game, and my sister got Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle 4, I think was the game. So I remember my brother having Pokemon Blue and he was really into it. Used to watch him play that quite a lot, but I remember at school being like mad. They all got banned, like all the cards got banned, all that stuff got banned because of the amount of issues it was causing. But
Someone stole the card.
Kids were
There's
getting
an
bullied over
assembly
this shit.
about
You know,
it.
they're like getting
Yeah.
threats to like, people.
it was mad. Like it was absolutely crazy.
It's
But
true when they say Pokemania, it really was. Like, it's hard to think how popular it was.
But let's think of let's sort of move on a little bit here and think about. Let's actually look at this game. This is an RPG, but what made it such a clever thing aimed at
Best
children?
selling of all time.
Exactly, yeah.
franchise.
What makes it so clever is you are a kid, and rather than like in most RPGs where you meet other people and have all these backstories, you go out and you collect things, and you use those collect things that you can choose which ones you want and battle them, and then you can pick the ones you want and stuff like
It's
that.
got that proper collector mentality.
Yeah.
You gotta collect them all. So what's some really think about it? There's no real like storyline. It's like
No.
you're a 10-year-old kid and you get sent out onto your world to battle gym leaders. So it's
Anything
weird
can
to think
happen.
they're 10
Yeah.
when they go
Way
off on their
too young,
Pokemon
way
journey.
too young, yeah. But you know, like that simplicity of it, where you learn that each thing has 4 moves, and you learn other moves, they evolve, and you basically try and collect all these things. And it is at its core a very simple game to some degree, but the strategy is there as well. So if you're just into just collecting them, you know.
Should we start with who's everyone's starter? I think I already know who's mine and Mark's is, but
I
how about
honestly
you?
can't remember. This is the thing, because I recently played Leaf Green and picked Bulbasaur, but I don't know.
Good man.
I
Are we all
think
Bulbasaur? I always choose Bulbasaur.
no, it's I know my brother. I'm pretty sure my brother picked Squirtle, so there's a good chance I may have picked Charmander, but I really don't remember. I can't remember what my first Pokemon
I normally vary between water and grass starters.
I like to
So
play
I
it hard.
definitely have played it before with Squirtles.
Yeah.
Grass is why I remember distinctly choosing Bulbasaur the first time I played it.
I don't know. I honestly don't remember. What was yours?
Things I
Mark?
liked him in the anime.
I honestly don't remember my first ever one. But now if I played it like fairly recently, I chose Bulbasaur.
I think if I had the choice, I'd probably pick Squirtle.
Squirtle was really cool. I love Blastoise. Like
Well,
just getting to Blastoise is great. Charizard is obviously an absolute mean machine, but it's hard. Well,
The game, you instantly make the game slightly harder for yourself if you pick
yeah.
Charizard.
If you're a starter, you don't want to start with Charmander because the first 2 gyms are going to be tough. Whereas if you're Bulbasaur, you've got past the rock.
Unless you're playing yellow, and then it's even harder.
Yeah.
I always feel the middle evolutions are a bit naff. Like Wartortle is like, I'm an old man turtle now.
Yeah.
Bulbasaur is like, I got a
I just
flower on my head,
Yeah.
on my back. Like, this is a bit weird.
Charmeleon.
And then Charmeleon's like, I'm the same, but slightly darker in colour.
and a little bit more moody.
Yeah, no
And
one
with
really
like
cares
a
about
horn
the,
on my head. Well, not a horn, like a stump on my head.
No one really
It's
remembers
like
the
the
middle,
middle ones.
the evolutions very much, do they?
They're all a bit naff, really, aren't they? Like you got the cute little ones, you got the really powerful big ones. The middle ones are all a bit lame, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see how, like, you know, those 3, the Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise, you know, like these big Pokemon. But oddly enough, it seems to be Charizard seems to be the one that gets in things. You know, if you look at
I
Smash
think
and
he
other
was
stuff.
the most popular one.
Yeah, he's huge in the anime, isn't he? So
I mean, a big fire-ring dragon, yeah, and there's also the only one Ash had that went all the way through the evolutions.
yeah.
Because like he just gave away all his good Pokemon.
Did he get a Venusaur, or did he give it away?
No, there's that episode where Bulbasaur refuses to evolve into an Ivysaur.
I don't remember. It's been such a
And
long time.
Squirtle's...
He does become a Water.
Yeah, but I don't think he became a Blastoise. I think he kind of got rid of him by that point.
What an idiot! Such a good Pokemon.
That's what Ash
Blastoise.
does. He gets rid of all his Pokemon and starts again in every region.
Ugh.
Even though his Pikachu must be at least level 100 by now.
Yeah, still got agility, you know.
Still a Pikachu.
All right, let's crack on then to just things we like about a game. We'll start with you, Mr. Mark. Like, what are the things that you really like about these games? Like, when you play them, you're like, yeah,
like just the way that you start out and you don't have, there's no real story. There's just like kind of you get sent out into this world to collect these beasts or whatever you want to call them, and
Pocket
you go
monsters.
to gyms and you fight them and you learn moves and you have no idea. You come across all these moves, you don't really know anything about these moves. What are the best moves? You don't know which Pokemon are the best the first time you play the game. You're just encouraged to go out and collect as many as you can and try out and experiment with it. Whereas like, I know it's quite obvious which ones are good once you start playing with them, but I think in other RPGs it's much more streamlined.
It's very different.
You get given a team and you build up that team. You might have 3 or 4 people in the team, like I don't know if you're playing Chrono Trigger or you're playing Final Fantasy or anything like that. And like you focus on that team and you're encouraged to build that team, but you have a lot more flexibility with your team.
Did you do this the first time around? Because the first time I played the game, I literally got my starter Pokemon and like had him battle constantly, regardless of what it was. So by the end of the game, when I got to the 4, he's like level 70. Everything else was like level 10.
Yeah, no, I always kept my Venusaur, and like I think just picking that
until I
game
found
up.
Rare Candy cheat.
Oh yeah.
Everything's level 100 and really weak.
Yeah. Oh god.
So we didn't really know that much about it, and we knew that it appealed to kids. So, like, I think as an RPG, it isn't as technically complex as other RPGs.
It's not Xenoblade.
Yeah, it's not Xenoblade Chronicles. It's not like Final Fantasy.
It's
but
not
it
like,
does
Final Fantasy 6 or
does-
3 and stuff like that, where you got like different items and abilities and you're leveling up people and your classes. Like, when you get a Charmander, it's a Charmander. It's like it's not a Charmander rogue or a Charmander warrior
Yeah.
or a Charmander healer.
It's like it does.
And also,
what it
like,
does.
what's also weird, you think about it, it's like it's all one-on-one battles. Like, it's no like you got your 4 party members there and you take turns attacking your opponent. Like, it's just one-on-one, which is also like makes it a lot easier, like strategy-wise.
So yeah, like it's really like it's an RPG obviously, and it does take some skill, but they balanced it well because they knew it appealed to children. They balanced like being skillful in RPG, but also like it being fairly simple enough for like a child to pick it up, for like a person that was new to RPGs, like a child that was new to games. So even as me, with my little black and white Game Boy, I didn't have the colour one. I had the original Game Boy,
Yeah, good
which
man.
is like green and black, really. It's not really black and white.
Yeah, I had that and then a
Just
Game Boy
like
Pocket.
starting around from the first bit and just wandering around in grass, fighting Rattatas and Pidgeys and stuff, and not knowing what these Pokemon were, but being like, okay, I'm being encouraged to like
Explore.
and get these, and like I'll build up my team. I don't know what these things do, but I need to build up my team, so I need to get that. And I just remember like being around my friend's house and like catching a Zubat in a cave for the first time, and that being like, oh my god, we got a Zubat! Like just being like getting crazy with your mate over like catching like little creatures in a game. You know? But,
That's the charm of it, though.
I think it was just charmful because it was fairly easy to pick up, and it had a really good difficulty curve. Like you got to know the types quite quickly. Like you knew what was good and what was bad.
It didn't introduce them all at
It
once.
tells you what's not very effective or super effective, but it doesn't introduce them all at once.
Bug at the beginning.
So you slowly learn what does what.
Flying.
And if you chose Bulbasaur but had no idea that it had a type advantage, you'd be like, oh great, the first 2 gems are great because it's rock and then water.
And so Mr. Mark, I'll go back to my question originally. What fun things of this game do you remember? Like either mechanics, music, gameplay, just what stuff about this game that really sticks out to you when you play
Just
it?
like, I think the first time you get to know the moves, like it's so built into us now. Like if we played the games again, we know exactly what moves did what, whatever.
Yeah.
But going back then and having like tackle and growl and being like, I don't know what
god,
the fuck this means. Doing growl and being like, well, that's fucking useless.
Yeah,
I'm never using that again.
Yeah.
It doesn't do damage. Delete.
It's just learning about things for the first time is like really. I don't know. It's really like it was exciting back then. It was really like.
I think it's a
fun.
perfect thing for the ages we were. I think if I was in my mid-20s when Pokemon came out, I'd probably been like, it's like peasants.
Yeah.
It's like low. It's like I think it'd just be like. I think it was a perfect time being a child when that came out.
Yeah, we were at the right age, definitely.
Just
because-
knowing which like Pokemon to bring out first, because you get used to the types, and you're like, oh right, well I'm playing a water section here, so there's going to be fish. There's going to be like water type Pokemon, so I'm going to bring out my like Bulbasaur or whatever, like and all that kind of thing. So
Yeah, no,
it's like strategizing kind of thing, knowing how many items to buy because you want to save a bit of money for later or whatever, knowing which items to sell because you're not going to use them.
Nugget.
Like the general like RPG things, but like for kids,
it's
like,
pretty easy. Yeah.
Like if you played Final Fantasy before that, you'd find all this stuff kind of obvious. But I didn't really play RPGs until Pokemon. I didn't like. I grew up on like Sega and Mario.
Yeah, it was
and
all
stuff.
platformers before.
I played
then.
Sonic and Mario and stuff. I didn't really play Final Fantasy. I played Final Fantasy a bit later than Pokemon.
I had one of the Fantasy Stars.
Oh damn!
On the Sega, but like,
very nice.
I didn't play it. Like it was way too complicated. I was just like going around the hub world, being like, "Well, this is boring." I played it again much later, but yeah, like RPGs
and there you go.
That's
why Pokemon was so appealing. Was because like, as 9 and 10-year-olds, we could easily grasp it.
It's the imagination thing, isn't it? Because the idea of you putting yourself in this character going, yeah, I've got to catch these Pokemon, and that, like, go out and catch stuff.
It was like a big thing. Like, I remember, like, spending, like, lunch breaks and stuff and, like, comparing people's teams and talking about what Pokemon they were training and about, like there's a big thing to this, which I guess, like, younger people won't really understand, but it's like, there's a lot of mythology to this. Like, I remember someone telling me about Missingo for the first time. Being like, what? That's real? And someone was saying, like, there's Mew. Like, you go to where the Essertown is, you can get a Mew.
That was a lie.
But, like, there was a proper mythology about this game. Like, there's so many things I remember hearing about so many of these, like, glitches and stuff. I remember someone got the cheat cartridge. You could, select the Pokemon, it'd be the next one you battled and stuff. Like, there's so much about this. Like, it really is more than just a game. Like, this was pretty much a cult.
Do you remember, I don't know if you guys had this, but do you remember the skateboard cheat? This was a thing that was going around at the time. And I think this was actually for Gold and Silver, but there was this cheat that let you get a skateboard. Never could find it. Like, everyone was like, oh, you got to do this and this and this. And it was like, what? It turned out to be false.
There's so many things like that. Yeah. There's so many, like, rumours about this. About stuff. Like, oh, if you press, like, B and down and like up and B or A and sideways, your catching's easier. And if you're in the Safari Zone,
hold down A and stuff.
If you press these buttons, you'll be able to catch any Pokemon in the Safari Zone. Like, I remember I was on a holiday in France, actually, in the Safari Zone. I was on a holiday in France, and I remember like catching. I caught a Chansey, I caught a Kangaskhan. I caught like all this stuff. So we're going around this like Japanese. What am I? It's French hypermarket.
Nice.
And then my uncle was like, why are you always playing that? And like, he turned it off. And I was like, I've just lost all these Pokemon. He was like completely like struck. I was like, that's it. This holiday's over.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm no longer happy.
Well, I might come to you then and just ask you about stuff about the game that you remember, like mechanics, music, all that sort of stuff. The stuff that sticks out to you for playing it, really.
Yeah, the music is ingrained in me massively. I love the game. The gym leaders is all
gym leader music.
Training battles were fine. Like, at the time they were fine. Nowadays, when the fisherman turns up with 6 Magikarps, you kind of think about this guy's life decisions. But at the time, it's like, easy, I can do this. Oh yeah, and different rods.
Yeah.
And also looking back on it, the bag management is terrible.
Oh, I was going to get to this later on.
All the items in the... it's disastrous.
I'm going to bring this up later on when it's...
But that's all later on. Like, at the time, it was... I couldn't wish for a better game, basically, at the time.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, from playing it again recently, or playing Yellow, even though it's slightly different, but having played it again recently...
Play Leaf Green, it's so much easier.
Yeah. But having played it again recently, you know, it's... I think what I like about it is... The game gives you is actually quite linear to some degree, because obviously you need to go to certain places and get certain items and then go to certain gyms.
It doesn't really open up until you get like fly and like surf and stuff like that.
So your first bit is to go up the map, then across the map.
It's kind of until you get to the grass gym, I guess.
That experience of just sort of like, you kind of have a direction. Don't necessarily have to go that way, but there's bits where you have to find, like, you know, the HMs like cut, flash, surf, fly. Those kind of let you move on a lot more. But also, like, the first time you encounter Snorlax as well, that was always good. Because you try and catch the first one, but it's really hard, so you end up killing it, and then you end up getting the other one later on.
And later on, you get the Ultra Ball.
I remember trying so hard to catch Snorlax. I think it's fucking going to sleep.
I don't know if it's even possible. I imagine it is possible, but It's not easy, that's for sure.
It was hard. Like I remember trying so desperately to get Snorlax because it's one of my favourite Pokemon.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It just
every time you go back to sleep, and it was this before I thought of like paralysing would be a good idea to catch Pokemon. Like at the time, it's just like I'll get down to low life, I'll catch it. No, it slept again.
Do you know what? I think one of the most memorable things from that game, and it's probably one of my least favourite parts of the game, is the whole Lavender Town and the tower bit with the ghost tower.
That was
yeah.
really depressing.
That was so creepy.
If you didn't know what to do, you'd end up going to the top of that tower without the Silph Scope.
Oh
and then
god, I
being
did
like,
that before.
Fuck, I can't do anything because I can't get the Marowak or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I did that the first time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so
Tried to
sad
catch
when
that
it's
Marowak.
like. This is like the mother that like was killed by Team Rocket. It's like, whoa, it's got really heavy all of a sudden.
It is very dark. I mean, the thing I've learnt recently is you can actually beat that fight if you've got one of those dolls, those substitute dolls.
Oh yeah.
You just put it down, it instantly ends the fight, and you can carry it up. You don't even need the Silph Scope.
Yeah.
Interesting, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I watched the speedrun on it, but
But then, like, don't you get the dolls after the Silph Scope anyway?
no, you can go to the city. Is it Celadon, the one with the massive market?
Celadon, yeah.
Because you can't go to Saffron, which is the one in the middle, isn't it?
Oh yes, you got the path underneath,
Yeah.
haven't you?
Yeah, you can go through the path underneath.
The bit where you get your Vopex for the first time as well.
Yeah,
Normally
you go
catch
up the top of it.
With the
But-
bikers.
What a point, yeah. Like, there's so many little bits of that game that I remember. I mean, the bit I actually really like, but I don't think many people remember it, is that extra gym, the fighting gym, where you get Hitmonchan and Lee.
Hitmonlee, yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
you
the
can
one above the
completely,
psychic.
yeah, you can completely miss it. And like I like fighting Pokemon, so it's sort of like it's quite a fun little.
Which one did you go for?
My brother went for Hitmonlee. When I played it, I went for Hitmonchan.
I was a Hitmonlee person.
I went for Hitmonchan.
Yeah.
Ah.
To be fair though, it's like, do you like kicking or do you like punching? So yeah.
Maybe I just like.
you just like kicking.
Yeah.
Low
just like
kick is a
kicking
really
my
good
brother
move.
in the face. When
Do you
I
know
was
what?
10.
Interestingly enough, do you know
So
that,
like you get like fire punches and stuff.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
cool. Like you get the elements.
a little tidbit? Do you know that if you fighting's obviously good against ground.
Yeah.
If you karate chop a ground Pokemon, not super effective. If you low kick a ground Pokemon, it's super effective.
Really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
I discovered this
They're so
recently.
short.
Yeah, but like, why isn't karate chop considered a fighting move? If low kick is, it's weird.
There's a lot of stuff like that in that game.
Yeah, but it's a
There's
bit
a lot of things that
jank.
are just like normal and like the types are a bit weird until
It's like
later
ice
on.
moves can only be learnt by like certain types of Pokemon, but you don't really
Articuno
have an ice. You
and
don't have an ice.
Gyarados.
Yeah,
You know the weird things where like Tentacle can learn like Thunder Shock.
yeah.
It's, like, it's a
Well,
water Pokemon. Why can you do electric?
because he's poison. Oh yeah,
Yeah, Poison Sting is also what Tentacles.
yeah. Because you can, if you got a normal Pokemon, you can literally teach them anything within reason. You can teach them surf and just like surf around. The things I remember about the game, like you said, the music and well, most of the music in the game. There's some really boring bits of music, like the rock tunnel.
I was about to say, like normal, the
Mount Moon?
underground music is the
Yeah.
most boring music.
I like the root music.
Oh, the root music
That's
is
the best one. We
amazing.
were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
I think to be honest, I think the best pieces of music I would say would be gym leader battles, standard battles, and then probably the root music
Yeah.
would be the ones I picked, just because they're really really good.
The root music is
And the
just really epic.
gyms as well.
Like you just feel like you're on a proper adventure when you're
Yeah.
on the root music.
Root
Like,
Should we
music.
do a who's your favourite gym leader discussion?
We could do that. All right, we'll start with you, seeing as you brought it up.
I
I
haven't thought this far ahead. Basically, the reason why I thought this is because I just had a flashback to trying to catch Abra above Misty's gym
Yeah.
for like hours when I was a kid.
You need to put it to sleep.
Even though I had a Butterfree that had sleep powder, I was just like, that's not going to be useful.
Yeah. Whoops.
It's probably the best Pokemon
Or
to
paralyze
catch it
it.
by that point. But it's point up Misty. I
Um,
really like.
well, each of the gyms different, isn't it? Because you got the one with the bins, like the Thunder Gym, where you have to like click on the bins
yeah,
to
that's
find the
pretty
one.
cool. Yeah.
And there's the
I
fire
used to
one.
find that annoying. I spent hours trying to
That's
find the two
because
switches.
that's because it's completely RNG. Every
Yeah.
time it's completely. There are patterns, but
I think my
I thought it was just
favourite.
next to the first one you did.
no.
I think my favourite gym, looking back on it, is probably the fire gym. You were asked the questions to go
yeah.
through the
Well, that
barriers.
is good.
I remember quite liking that as a kid, and it wasn't like the annoying teleportations as a psychic gym.
Oh.
It's probably
God.
either the fire gym or the grass gym, probably my
Or
favourite.
Giovanni's one with the spinners. It's like that going around.
Yeah, I was all about just keeping it nice and simple.
I think I would have to say the fighting gym just because it's completely optional.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You don't
actually really
get
like
a
that
badge from
You
it
don't
or
get a
anything.
badge though. It's not an official. It's not an official gym.
Oh, okay. If I
It's
had
still
to,
a gym though. It says gym on it.
yeah, if I
It
had
ain't
to,
gonna get you to Elite Four though. Is it?
if I had to pick a gym that was not canon, but you know, one of the ones that gets you a badge, I would probably say probably the fire gym. The fire gym, I like that mechanic because you can still battle them anyway.
Also, I loved the island, but like,
Chernabogue,
I
yeah.
just loved sailing there, swimming
Surfing.
there.
Surfing around
Surfing.
Yeah.
to the Seafoam Islands.
I like the fire one. I like the grass one just because it was quite a challenge because you
Just
always seem to be
Poisoned.
like they use sleep powder on you, poison powder on you,
Oh, I hate poison.
and then you get wrapped all the time.
Oh,
It's
God,
fucking
wrap.
annoying. It's fucking annoying. But
Wrap is the
like by the time that you're used to that game, at
By
least
that
it made
point,
it
I
more
had
of
a
a challenge.
Vopex, so I was like flame
Burn everything. Yeah.
ember, just kill everything in front of me.
But like it made it a challenge for someone who was experienced with that game.
Worst gym is a ninja gym with all the grimers and coffins.
Oh yeah.
Where
you
you got
mean-
like the invisible walls.
Yeah,
You have to like
yeah.
walk like
Yeah.
gym below Safari Zone.
Yeah.
That's the worst gym.
But no. Weirdly enough, it's a poison gym because he has at the end. He has like
He has-
venom moth, doesn't he?
He has coughing, muck, grimer, might have a wheezing, and then a venom that.
Do you know
I've got a
what?
venom off from me.
When I
sorry.
recently played this on yellow, I had a Graveler, which is really
That-
high leveled,
Gym was annoying.
and it's really easy because whenever you get smogged or poisoned, it does the minuscule amount of damage. So I'm just there like earthquake.
That gym was the worst. I remember just like
Rock throw.
losing to that so often and just poisoning my Pokemon.
I completely forgot about the gym until I played it recently. I forgot it even existed. I was like, what does this guy have? Thinking it was fighting, but he doesn't
I like-
have machops and things.
I like the psychic one, but I just generally like psychic Pokemon. So
Yeah.
I like
Psychic
the kind
Pokemon
of
are
like
cool.
where you had to kind of figure out the puzzle where you would like
Yeah, the
get walked
teleportation
between the
paths.
different rooms of the gym. Yeah.
Hi guys, as you can tell with this session as well, it went on for quite a while, as Pokemon does, so we had to split this one up as well, but we won't have to wait long for the second half, and we will see you next time.